thanks everyone for joining us for the post-fight press conference. I'm sure you all agree it was another spectacular performance by Mairis Briedis, defending his IBF world title. And we'll start straight away just by asking Mairis, how did it feel to be out there defending your belt in front of so many fans in the arena?
Es zinu, viņš kaut ko stāsta mums. Kā jūtos? Nu, jūs paši redzējāt, kas notikās arēnā, kaut vai nebija pilna, bet likās, ka viņi ir pārpildīti un šīs sajūtas, es biju sailbojies pēc viņām. Un paldies jums arī, iespējams, ka jūs arī kāds iekliedzāties, iespiedzāties jau tagad pat arī. Tas ir dēļ kā ir šis lielais boks, ir arī viena no sastāvdaļām, kāpēc tu to dari un kāpēc tu gribi to darīt, tāpēc, ka tu gribi savā veidā apvienot šo mazo valsti, kā Latviju, un mēs šeit esam vienoti. Un tas pats galvenais, ka šī brīdī mēs esam tik vienoti kā nekad, un tādiem arī jāpaliek. Bet jā, ilgiem boksējuši, un, protams, pieļāvam kaut kāds dažs tehnisks grūts, bet ceru, ka jums patikās. Un cerams, ka pēc iespējas ātrāk būs cīņas, lai mēs nepieļautu vairs tādas grūtas. Tā kā, jā.
And Calla, perhaps you could give us a few words on that performance and perhaps what's next for Mairis.
I'll say that international live stream internationally.
Okay, so Mairis said that first of all he thanked everyone in the audience tonight. The atmosphere was fantastic, and the atmosphere here proves the point why boxers want to box and why they want to go out. It was incredible, and he has been long out of the ring for a year, but just stepping out tonight and feeling that energy flowing in from the stands to Mairis that gave him the power. And as for the fight, maybe technically there were some mistakes, but again, he had been off the ring for a year, but other than that, he's happy that he was able to get a victory at the end, and was able to finish the fight as it finished.
And Calla, a few words from you on the performance and then what's next for Mairis?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the media this week, and thank you very much for your support around the event. Latvia is such a fantastic place to promote. Despite your crazy government, it's been fantastic this week. Thank you so much for supporting our beautiful sport of boxing, and thank you for supporting your countrymen here. Yes, what more do you expect from the number one in a division? You know, I think the first couple of rounds saw that Artur Mann has a very good boxing school. The second, though, he felt the power and the counter especially, and funny enough, I watched Mairis spar a couple of weeks ago, and he was setting up exactly those shots. So it was Coach Dimar activated the plan, Mairis triggered it, or let's say Mairis pulled it through exactly to expectation, and we go on. You know, he's the number one cruiserweight on planet Earth, and we will set up those big fights for next year again.
Thanks, Calla. Sitting next to Mairis, I think we have a very happy coach. So, Coach Dimar, did Mairis stick to the plan? Was this was a knockout always on the cards?
Да, в общем, всем здрасте. Извини, на русском буду говорить, удобно будет. Да, в общем, мы сделали, что хотели. Изначально была контратака, его поймать на ошибку, и Мairis первым ударом это и сделал, провалил удар правой рукой. Мы очень это готовили, и в дальнейшем хотелось, чтобы он сдался, потому что он такой крепкий парень, голова крепкая и будет держать характер сильный. И хотелось его подзабить, взять темпом и таким образом его задавить. Ну, все произошло. Есть вещи, которые я лично увидел на следующий бой, которые я хочу убрать и добавить. Что-то убрать, что-то добавить, и я думаю, тогда у нас будет еще лучше, еще лучше. Спасибо Латвии за то, что поддерживаете. Вы такие молодцы.
the game plan was to start with countering these shots, and Mairis actually did it very well off in the first rounds, and then we wanted to put up the tempo and wanted to sort of make it hard for him, but well, we didn't get there at the end, but the coach is happy how the fight laid out. He saw some things that should still be improved going further. They're definitely going to work on it, but overall, coach is satisfied with what Mairis showed in the ring, and he also at the end thanked the beautiful fans out there supporting them tonight.
And Brian, you've obviously been involved with Mairis in some big nights here. What are your thoughts on the organisation and everything that we saw in the ring tonight?
I think, honestly, we saw that the crowd numbers were not as high as they previously were, and I mean, there's a lot of restrictions, as Cal already mentioned. It's pretty hard for those who are doing events right now, but nevertheless, the atmosphere, the energy was, I would say, even louder than on some of the sold-out fights that we had previously in the World Boxing Super Series. So I guess Riga really is magical, as Cal likes to say. It doesn't matter how many people actually come. The energy is there, the crowd support is there, and I mean, just going out to the ring, just the walkout was already very energized. The energy flow was coming in, and you could feel it, and it really felt like the arena was full. I'm going to say honestly, and we discussed it within the team, and everyone had the same feeling that the crowd was amazing tonight.
And just finally from Mairis, there's been a lot of talk about some big fights for you, but what do you want next? Who do you want to fight next?
Yeah, this is my promoter deal, you know. For me, no problem with who we go. What kind of division? No problem. But all. Paldies, runāšu, tā galva vispār nevajag. Jā, tā ir promotera lieta un nav problēmas, kur boksēt, ar ko boksēt. Mēs sagatavosimies un parādīsim fantastisku boksu. Paldies.
It's completely on my promoter's shoulders. We don't really care. Weight division, we don't care. Opponent, we don't care. So just give us names, we'll prepare, and we'll be ready for the next challenge.
Well, I think we'll take some questions from the floor if we can. If you raise your hand, you may need to step forward and just speak as loud as you can.
Could you give us any updates about audience tonight in the arena? And second question to Walter is, if your opponent you would like to see that
on the audience, it's something over 5,000, but I don't have the exact numbers. We'll have those probably Monday only. But it was once again, it's such a great place to promote, you know, and fantastic fans. On opponent, we have a situation. You see this beautiful belt here, the IBF World Championship. This requires something called a mandatory defense. This was required really before this fight already, but we had a lot of problems in the build-up to it. We negotiated for 3 months with a Polish fighter called Cislak, and his promoters had a legal fight, so the boxer was ruled out. That's why we had a voluntary defense. The mandatory is now due, and the mandatory is Jay Octobai from Australia. This is a fight we look at. It's a great fight, of course. The man who's fought into that position as a sportsman. Mairis does respect that. He's fought his way into that position. It's a mandatory challenge, you know, so you have to take that challenge. The question is whether we would fight in a unification prior to that, which sort of overrules it, and that obviously the front runner there is Lawrence Okoli from the United Kingdom. It's discussions that are ongoing, and we're also in ongoing discussions with the Octopi people. So it's a question of which one really comes first in the new year, but I'm assuming it will be one of those two names.
Mairi, tad, kad izskanēja ziņa, ka šī varētu būt tava pēdējā cīņa Latvijā, teica, ka tas ir pārsteigums priekš tev šī ziņa. Vai šobrīd tu esi izrunājis ar visu savu komandu, ka tiešām šī iespējams bija tava pēdējā cīņa Latvijā?
Am I turned on? Yeah. So the question is to Mairis, when he found out that this might be his last fight in Latvia, whether he has discussed it already within the team and whether he really feels that way now after the fight.
Nu jā, man tas bija tās pārsteigums. Protams, ka negribētos, lai tā būtu, jo tas notiek arēnā, tas nenotiek nekur. Bet mums jāiet uz priekšu, mēs nevaram stāvēt vietas. Tā kā, nu, skatīsimies, redzēsim. Tas arī nav atkarīgs no manis. Man ir jāiziet ringā, jāsagatavojas un jāparāda fantastisks boks.
Kalle, maybe you can give a comment on this?
Yes, translation. My Latvian is getting better, but it's not quite there yet. So Raymond's helping.
So Mairis is saying, yeah, it was surprising to him at first, but again, it's not something that depends on him, and we can't stay on the same spot where we are. We have to move forward, so it obviously would be unfortunate, but if that's what it is, then well, we just have to move forward.
So on the basis of what we've been discussing, like I said before the fight, it certainly looks like the future is abroad. Yeah? You know, and also, as a promoter, I've got to say, I've had it up to here with the regulations here. I think they're ridiculous, and I'm not going to talk politics, I'm not a politician, I'm a promoter. You know, the sale, when we went on sale, everything, this is, you know, not the first time we've been in this arena, not the first time we've been with Mairis Briedis in this arena, we know exactly what it does, and then, you know, it's not even the restrictions, it's the way the messages are brought across by the governments, and you know, that creates confusion, people don't know what they're doing, and that is something that, you know, right now, I'm not interested in coming back here, not for the moment, and we'll go to the UK, we'll go to Australia, maybe we can do it in Germany, I don't know, but right now, Latvia, with this government ain't happening right now, let them sort their SHIT out first, and then we'll be back, but for the moment, absolutely, it's not even up to debate, because it would be a financial disaster for the promoters to put on the fight. It's a big, big fight, and you have a situation where you don't know what you are allowed into the venue. You know, we had people from the United Kingdom, yeah, where half of Latvia is working in London, and the vaccinations from London are not accepted in this country. I mean, you know, is that made up? Is that some sort of a April 1st joke? You know, so you know, as a promoter, how am I supposed to get people in? How am I supposed to tell a team from the United Kingdom flying in? Oh, by the way, your vaccines, they're not possible. You need a booster jab in the EU. You know, it's just, come on, let's get serious, man. You know. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, we promoted in Wembley. Yeah, no masks, nothing. Yeah, and listen, we've all got our opinions. So I'll keep that to myself. But I tell you, as a promoter, you cannot make it. The businesses in this country, you see the hospitality business, they don't know what they're doing. No one knows what they're doing. There's no clear messages. And for us as a promoter, when I say I'm not coming back here, this is a private business, you know. So we have to deliver results as any company. Yeah, so we can't afford to do that. We can't go in there and say, oh, maybe we get this in the arena, or maybe we get that, depending on the mood of the government in that week. You know, it's crazy. And to support a country like Latvia with it, you see tonight the special atmosphere for this man, and you rob him in his career of this, for this. What? You know, what the hell? You know, it's not like Latvia has 55 world champions. You know, you should be proud of this man and make it possible. You know, and we've heavily invested in it, but we can only do so much with so much support. So.
I can make it just that. There's obviously the emotional side, but there's also the legislation which until 11th of January anyways don't allow any events happening here in Latvia. So, I mean, the build-up would be 3 months. We definitely don't want to see Mairis next time in the ring in April or May. We want to we want to see him in the ring much sooner than that.
Any more questions?
Ko es gribēju pateikt arī žurnālistiem par nākotni. Esiet aktīvāki, vairāk uzdodiet jautājumus, sagatavojiet savus mājas darbus. Tas tikai būs jums plus un jums būs vairāk ko rakstīt. Tas tā, ko es gribētu no jums redzēt nākošajās reizēs, lai jūs būtu aktīvāki un jūs gribētu daudz vairāk jautājumus uzdot. Bet šodien laikam arī pietiks. Paldies.
Es vienkārši gribēju pateikt, oh dear, how come you're so good?
Tas nav žurnālists, tas ir fans, paldies.
Mairis ir noilgojies arī pēc
How come you're so
žurnālistiem.
good, oh dear?
Ok, man ir pēdējais jautājums no kāds puses. Tu teici jau uz ringu pēc cīņas, ka vai es pareizi sapratu, ka kārtīgi neizbaudīja patiesībā cīņu, vai tas nozīmē to, ka šis bija par vieglu pretinieks par tevi?
Nekādā gadījumā šis nebija par vieglu pretinieks. Es nevaru sevi salīdzināt ar Tysonu, bet Tysons vienmēr gāja pirmajos raundos visu laiku ar zemi, viņš bija mega super zvaigzne. Vienmēr domā, ka pretinieks ir vājāks. Neviens nedomā, ka mēs esam ļoti labi sagatavojušies. Mēs ļoti labi gatavojamies šeit cīņiem, ļoti daudz ieguldījām. Mēs treneri veltījām savu laiku, savu spēku, finanses. Ar ģimenēm mēs netikāmies un mēs dzīvojam atsevišķi. Mēs ieguldām lielu darbu 3 mēnešu garumā un mēs ar visu ziedojam, gan ģimenes, gan visu. Tas īstenībā tāds liels darbs ir izdarīts. Un pateicoties tam, mēs arī izējam un tāds rezultāts.
So shortly the question was maybe the opponent was too weak if Mairis didn't enjoy the fight in full, referring to something he said in the ring. But Mairis is saying that it's two sides of the coin. Obviously, one side saying that the opponent was weak, but the other side might be appreciating what we have done over the period of preparation in the camp, living away from our families, working towards it, investing ourselves, investing money, investing time and everything into it, and we just really had a good preparation. We prepared ourselves very well, and I think that's the side of the coin that should be looked at first.
To that, it was the number 6 in the world and the highest available after the mandatory position. So, you can only pick the highest ranks in the world rankings according to the IBF.
Thank you very much. Paldies visiem.
Thank you everyone again.